Fun business, this is the dry business. What do we do? What new products are we introducing? It has become sort of a tradition that manufacturers introduce a complete new lineup every year, and we are still traditional in that respect. We do the same. We're introducing a new platform which allows us to go even further in terms of audio quality, but also in terms of aspects such as energy friendliness, which is also becoming an important thing. We've tried to make the form factor slightly different. That meant in reality that we brought the height down and also tried to limit the depth. And that's where this slim AV receivers come in. And we didn't stop there. We of course also found some other linking points in terms of speaker. But this roughly outlines what type of features and specifications we have integrated into the new product. And what I would like to indicate, I'm not going to read through all of this in detail, is that you will notice that around this line, from there onwards, a lot of features come down to this level. What is this level? Well, that's the level of the product which is called the VSX 921, and that's the one standing over here. That's also the product which we are going to use for some of the demonstrations afterwards, because it's one of our star products in terms of features and specifications within a given price point. So we try to make sure that we can access content that is stored on PCs, on network servers, even on portable devices, in as much as possible. That means there is functions like AirPlay, DLNA, PC connectivity capabilities, also specific formats. And in this new generation of AV receivers, we have integrated even support for the iPad, that's the tablet size product from Apple, including full charging of that product, because as some of you might know, it needs a bit more energy than for the smaller devices. Of course, very important is the next block, which is about sound quality. Without sound quality, all the rest is just blah blah and vapor talk. So of course we keep focus on the sound quality. That's our prime field of honor, if I would even say. So this has always been a focus point for Pioneer, so we try to make sure that that's first there, that's the basis around which we build all the other elements. And for example, if you watch content from YouTube or something, the video quality may not always be the best, and there is the capability in some products to even try to improve the quality of such content, and even to try to make automatic adjustments depending on which device is connected to the AV receiver. So there are some capabilities thanks to the use of HDMI to communicate between those devices. Regarding the controllability, we have our control app where we also made a wider variation of the product, of the solution, not just on the small iPhone or iPod, also on iPad and even on Android. It has just been released, that application. If you use AirPlay, then essentially if you have this AV receiver connected to a home network, and on that same network you have your PC connected, you will find this AV receiver as a possible speaker, as an output device. iTunes, as you can see, and if you look over here at the bottom, you can see the VSX 921. It's listed over there with this AirPlay logo, and that means that I can now connect to this device. You can have multiple speakers. You can, of course, play on your computer, but that's not what we're going to do. You can control your device from here, and it will even automatically power on if it's not powered on. So it's really an easy way to have computer-based connectivity to your AV system. So you can have whatever source, whatever environment, it works. We have been talking about home networking for end users for a long time, but probably this will help a lot to push the actual capabilities. This is one side. There's of course also the side of Windows. Windows 7 also has capabilities to push content to devices. And of course there's the growing number of products that support DLNA to make sure that works. And DLNA in a way does the same or similar functionality and has also the same capability. Flexibility in terms of selecting sources and playback capability. To offer to users that don't want to have physical networking, we have offered the capability to have a converter that actually converts your out or basically your wired connection into a wireless connection, Wi-Fi connection. As I mentioned, to have iPad support capability, you need to provide sufficient power output on the USB connector, otherwise the device will not charge. That is integrated in these products. And as we have started to do from the very beginning, when we were sort of the pioneer of having iPod capabilities, we deliver with the products a cable that connects to the front of the AV receiver and on the other side to your iPhone or iPod or iPad. In our previous generation of products, we had an adapter which was called the ASBT100. Yes, very important. Now, what that product realized was the so-called one-to-one relationship. So you had a product, a portable phone or a PC which has Bluetooth capability, and you have the receiver, and they can communicate with each other, and you can basically stream your music from your source to the AV receiver. And actually, we have asked our engineers to develop an application that can be installed on multiple Apple environment-based products, and that allows multiple users to share their music in a common playlist. So I have some content, you have some content, we say let's have a party, I put my content in the playlist, he puts his content in the playlist, and we can listen to each other's content. We can have it done automatically based on the shuffle principle, you can select music, but it doesn't stop there. Of course, if I get a song, or I hear a song from his device, which I like, I get the metadata from him to my device. So I can actually see, oh, that's that song, that's interesting. And I can not only just see what song it was, I can even directly access the iTunes store to buy it. We don't have any shares in Apple, don't worry. Or you can do a lookup on YouTube to find if there is any video content related to that. So it's not just a single person experience, it becomes a social experience based on Bluetooth. We can't stop our engineers from doing funny tricks. They have integrated something which is called finger IQ. So apart from the balance and so to have automatically shifting and doing tricks, finger IQ is something which literally allows you to draw a curve on the screen, and it will adjust your sound accordingly. Of course, you normally don't do such extreme things, but it can be a fun experience also. You see, this is the old platform and this is the new platform. You can see there is quite some substantial changes in the platform. I'll focus on a few of the details. What you see here is actually the current MOS FETs, which are over there. On the new platform, they are there. And what is different is how they are mounted on the platform. So they are direct mounts on to the actual board. So no wiring is being used, which only has benefits in terms of performance and also signal control. First of all, if you start for the setup, there is something which we call the setup navigator, which will guide you through how to connect physically the different sources and outputs to the product. It will ask you questions. You have a Blu-ray. Does it have HDMI output? Does it this? Does it that? You have a set-top box, such and so. If you only have speakers, okay, that's also fine. And then you just say no everywhere. It will, at the end, guide you through. You have to connect this one there, and that one there. So this is what we call the wiring navigator.
Tak na tomto mieste bola pôvodne prezentácia reproduktorov nového typu pod označením Soundwing. Na prezentáciu ovšem bola použitá autorsky chránená hudba. Nové reproduktory sú mimoriadne tenké a používajú 360 stupňový uhol šírenia zvuku, preto ich môžete umiestniť aj za prekážku a stále veľmi dobre hrajú. Existujú ako satelitné reproduktory, ale takisto aj ako široký reproduktor s umiestnením pod televízorom. Nech sa páči, pozrite si komerčnú prezentáciu reproduktorov pod označením Soundwing.
iPhone and you have an application on your iPhone for this unit. It's called App Radio app. It's available on the App Store already. And then you can click on apps and you have a whole list of apps which will become available in your car. So you see the Google Maps and maybe some more. You can scroll it, so there's more behind the line over there. And how does it work from a technical point of view? Basically, everything runs on your iPhone. So it's sending the touch controls to the iPhone, allow you to control the iPhone. And there's also a separate keyboard on this unit to enter an address, for example, in a navigation application. You have your speaker connections, which is available in any car radio. On top of that, you have the iPhone connector. You have a microphone for calling, so you have a better voice on the other end when you're calling. Under this black cloth, once you connect it, you see the iPod and apps icon become available, and now automatically the Pioneer app starts on the unit. That's my name, my iPhone's name. So I'm going to give you a short view of, for example, if you go to Maps. This is Google Maps, so you can just go to your current location. You can also set routes, and you can enter an address if you want to. can have your calendar view, you can go into details and see what you have planned for that day. Contacts, that's the part where you have all your phone contacts available and you can immediately call them from within this menu. Which I'm not going to do. And photos, so all the photos on your iPhone, control them. But this is one example of the first app. The first app we have available now, it's INRIX, and INRIX is a traffic provider. And they provide traffic information basically in many countries. I'm not sure what the coverage is in Eastern Europe. So if you start this application, what happens now is that on the iPhone, the Pioneer application goes to the background and the INRIX application comes to the foreground. And this is still in Antwerp, so let me see. Okay, so this is the current traffic situation in Antwerp. I'm glad I'm not there because it looks like the ring is completely blocked again. So what we use for this product is the iPod out, which is the same implementation as BMW uses in their high-end cars. It's iPod out is specifically designed by Apple for BMW.
Ďakujeme pekne za sledovanie tohto videa a stretneme sa na budúce.